What? Why? I don't understand why. This is a setup, I know, but why is she ripping off her skin? Does it grow back? Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Boys. We're on season 4, episode 7, called The Insider. Last episode was disturbing, to say the least. Essentially, Homelander and the Seven went to this private party being thrown by the now late, what's his name, Tech Knight, and it was all about planning what they're going to do, this election, and future plans for the world should the right candidate win. Terrifying, a little too timely. And anyway, we see that Victoria Newman has now given a speech that could definitely be highly incriminating if used properly. And we see on the side of things with Huey that he went through a lot last episode, but in the end, he just discovered that he is in fact still very much grieving and not quite okay since losing his father. Then we also had Billy, who is now recognizing that his illness and his delusions have reached a new peak. So what he's actually going to do about that is to be determined, but he now knows that the only way to make the virus that he stole strong enough to take out Homelander, it would be at risk of taking out anyone with Compound V, period, which actually at this point in time would include Billy. So anyway, there's a lot going on here. Interested to see where we're going to go, because like with this show, you just never know which direction we're going to take, but I'm ready to jump in. So let's do that. Just before I do, though, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know of when I drop these episodes, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you'll be in the know. All right, that out of the way, let's get into the episode right now.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Ryan.
It's not even the same voice. It's hilarious.
Could be your uncle who says soups are bad. It might even be your mom and your dad. But
Tommy, can we cut out for a second?
Yeah, can we please? Can we please?
Apparently, you're not just buying JPEGs, you're joining a community.
Ashley.
Yes, sir.
Get out.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Yes, absolutely.
I was like, why is Ashley still there again? I thought she was fired.
Witcher will be dead in a few months anyway. And this close to go time, I wouldn't stir up shit with the CIA.
Yes, your illustrious fucking plan.
You're the one who hired her for it.
Who just pulled $50 million worth of pillow commercials? You call that harmless?
Oh, look at Daisy Duck Dynasty doing math.
You know, Firecracker and I have been talking.
Oh, God. It's just too dumb just saying exactly.
You have brains, Sage.
The only brains in
I
the
have
room.
wisdom.
Sure you do.
And what happens if those brains of yours get blown out again, leaving you talking like a gibbering idiot?
Well, what's your excuse? At least she had brain damage to excuse hers.
I don't hear no fucking respect. In fact, I am personally offended by the way you are talking to this great man.
Let me leave. Just get up, please.
This one's called The World's Our Oyster. Shimmering forest of kelp.
Are
Like
you
nature's
reading to your
Colorado
Octo
bushes.
girlfriend again? You know, even though we've seen it before, it's still disturbing.
You really have the soul of a poet.
Ugh. I really hate that they gave it a voice, you know? I prefer when he just, like, could hear it in his head.
God, your tongue is like an outboard motor.
Yeah?
I came so many times.
Enough! Enough, 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 please.
Can I move in tomorrow?
Yeah, totally.
Just like that.
Not this man literally two-timing with a secret.
You're safe. For weeks, this is the first time you picked up.
You know, they kicked me out of the Tuesday Bible group.
That is not
Sorry about that.
You're supposed to be held to a higher standard. That's how I raised you.
Okay.
Girls all over the world look up to you. And now they think they can be loose because there's no consequences.
That is not
Loose? She's been in a serious relationship for... Okay.
I didn't want to bring a baby into a world that's ending.
You don't have to justify your decision to anyone, Annie. If you've made peace with it, it is what it is, no matter what people's belief systems are.
Serious, Butcher. Don't.
Well, funny story.
I kidnapped
Turns out
him.
he ain't that dead.
I might have done that.
Genocide. You're talking about soup genocide. That's
But you're... Even for you,
Which is
this
what I'm fucking telling you, isn't it?
I mean,
you think I
that's-
want that much blood on me hands?
That is progress.
Ah, here he is. Speak to the devil.
Frenchie! I missed him!
I'd rather fuck a jar of fish in Lars than to be free.
oh cool.
Cool.
That's
All
very
right, then.
specific.
Happy reunion.
That works. Kamiko, Frenchie, you two on Dr. Shaw. The rest of you on the Mystery Man.
Glad Billy's conscience is working out. I mean, you ignored her, Frenchie. She's gonna be a little pissed for a while. Oh my god, it's like American Christmas threw up in there. Star-spangled hell.
Don't be a cunt.
Come on! Billy's so much more fun. Your dad's an ass. And a dumb one on top of that. He's right. He doesn't have any pictures of his mom, does he?
Take a knee. I'll knight you with my dick. You're back
Ew.
in charge of the boys again, all right? I'm better off doing research.
Things are bad already without this fucking asshole.
Yeah,
guy.
he needs to take the stress off. He can't handle it.
I ain't cut out to be Skipper.
It's true.
He is. So it's him. It's you.
Good for you, MM.
And the story.
Good for you. Homie said, I'm not ready to clock out on my kid, thanks. Look, Billy's only half crazy, guys. But I mean, is it really much different than before?
Come here, babe. If we win, shit's gonna get even crazier. So either way, y'all got to go. And I'm sorry to make you have to pick up and leave again. But I got one fucking job to do. And that's to keep you and Janine safe.
Period.
And I'll be...
Monique is the most confusing woman I've ever seen in my life. Truthfully.
Meet us at the airport. And this time tomorrow, baby, we'll be sipping rum punches on the beach while Janine dodges.
Can't
the
do that.
waves.
MM is not, he's not a passive dude.
You're shit-faced?
I am still the CEO of this company. And if the CEO wants to get shit-faced...
I mean, there's got to be some
I
perks to having
can.
that job, right?
It's so easy to become a monster around here.
That part is very true.
What if we left?
And go where? Can you stop touching me? I mean, those hands have literally been everywhere.
Let's go. We could go. You have a passport?
All right.
Oh, you don't need a passport.
Hey, Ashley.
You just run.
Ashley. Get your shit together. Okay?
Yeah, right? Sober up.
Trying to figure out when you got this soft spot for soups. Was it when you shot your load and cream pied Maeve?
I mean, that did happen. Although now that I'm thinking about it, what if Maeve got pregnant by Butcher? How terrifying would that be? She would probably keep it, you know, just because she's all domestic now.
He's not even yours.
So?
So tell me, what justifies the faith in the kid?
My wife.
If your love was so perfect and pure, then why'd you fuck that waitress?
Because a lot of men suck.
You know, you keep saying that you're doing all this to honor Becca's memory. Never did that when she was alive.
So true, so many men, unfortunately. Is there like literally nothing Billy could take, at least for like the pain or the nausea? Like, I know he's trying to stay clean here, but...
Guys, Secret Service files. Detail assignments for January 6th.
What?
That date. Oh, God.
Let's get you some help.
Yeah?
I don't trust her. Oh, shit, she's a soup. Oh! What? Why? I don't understand why. This is a setup, I know, but why is she ripping off her skin? Does it grow back? Oh, new identity. That would make sense if you're going to have someone who's going to be an assassin. Oh, that's what she did. But now she can do Starlight. She touched her too.
Fucking soup shapeshifters. Ate those cunts. Got to end at the stage, though. Perfect choice for the job.
I was about to say. I feel like that cut wasn't for anything, though. I was wondering, like, when they cut it, Huey, I mean, they made sure to zoom in on it, so I bet you there's going to be something, maybe a DNA or something? I don't know. So the shapeshifter then came in, killed the man who looks homeless, who must have been her husband, and then took her identity and probably killed her too.
Printed out boarding pass? Damn, what are you, 87?
Yeah.
There was a kid there. His eyes were like, holy shit. Looking at me like I was a hero.
That is the propaganda.
That felt better than anything that I had ever done at Vought.
Good for you.
I didn't hate myself.
And look at what it's doing to me.
It's hard.
It's tearing me the fuck apart. Just like it did them.
Can't give up, though. Your daughter's still there. A-Train needs this real conversation, though.
You think Homelander and Vought and all of this shit ain't coming
Exactly.
to Belize?
It never stops.
Where's your family gonna go then?
Exactly. Unfortunately. That was my next thing, is I get it, but these are Soup's. Orders don't apply to Homelander. He will go anywhere where there's anything that looks like it could possibly interfere with his plan.
I have worked in filthy basements with equipment from dumpsters and dollar stores. Necessity is the MILF of invention.
That's true.
I noticed you enjoy truly revolting garbage from the 1990s.
It's just for Homelander, right? Not for Vicky?
Sure, let's believe that.
Look, I got a lot going on here, buddy, so do me a favor. Just
Where are we right now? Is this where they had Maeve?
Love you, great bud.
The same place they had Maeve.
Oh, what happens when I'm nervous?
You gotta be nervous. Just go on, tell him what you told me.
How does it work?
Well, there's a hole in the suit so the webs can get out.
You don't care about your nasty ass.
How does it?
That's just embarrassing.
Just shut the fuck up. Now
You told him to talk. This is so gross.
Oh, I'm sorry.
How does he keep producing it? How does he have enough body fluids to keep producing this?
He's a liar. Fucks with your brain.
Feeble brains, maybe.
Yes.
Yours too, bro. He can get you like that, Homelander. He baits you all the time.
I'll make you proud. I swear to God.
He's gonna laser you to death. And honestly, maybe it's a blessing.
Do with you.
Why would you step closer? You had to know he was gonna do that. You had to know. Less gross than the webs coming out of his back. Less gross. Yeah. You really didn't think this man's psycho? Piss him off and see what happens.
I've missed you.
You're a bit contradictory, my friend.
What else was I supposed to do? You can't help.
Yeah, you're not
You
really
understand.
kind of in your own world right now. Tagalog.
Gagalaw tayo. Parang multo. At tahimik. Ganun din ikaw. Talo. Handa ka na?
Oh. Damn. Yep, that would definitely force me into silence for pretty much the rest of my life.
You did not have a choice.
She did. But she felt guilty. No, you survived. Kimiko, you can't put that on them. I mean, yes, I suppose you could have chosen not to kill, but that's a lot to ask of a child.
You should not hate yourself.
Pot, kettle? Yeah, exactly. If we're gonna play that game. She's like, come on over here on the messed up bench with me.
How can we possibly forgive ourselves?
By doing better.
How can we move on?
One day at a time.
When the virus is ready, we should set them free, no?
Yeah, I think we should. Welcome back, cheater.
Can you honestly say she feels the same?
Look, I don't know what to tell you right now.
Try the truth. It's not too late. This is worth
Why is this? I don't understand why this octopus is British. No one's explained this yet.
She says that I'm a superior being. She has 4 limbs.
But what choice do I have when you're rubbing my face in it?
Oh, what? That I'm happy for once?
This is so wrong. You didn't murder your lover, did you?
I can't breathe.
Why is it a problem now? She was all curled up in the bed for hours before. The other fish are just like, oh my god. She's faking. I told you she wasn't dead yet. I love you. This scene is going on for too long. Please, just die, Ambrosia. Please. I'm sorry. What kind of life is it anyways? Living in a, what was that, a 4x4 tank? Your only purpose to get this guy off on your free time? Come on. Wow, zoning out with Homelander? That is not smart.
Deep. Did you get all that?
No,
Yes, sir.
not a word. The shattered glass with that image on the roof. That was great. Great imagery.
Fuck you doing here?
Homelander is sick of your shit, bro. Said to put you out of your misery.
And he sent you.
Embarrassing.
Sure you ain't too busy tongue-lashing your octopus?
Right?
Well, no, I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the fuck do you want?
Gabe.
Justice, you fucking bitch.
Balls. Come on, Starlight. I'm going to need you to channel into that electrical you got going on. Woo! Out the window. He can't fly. He'll survive, but he can't fly. Good, finally. Well, that sucks. I forgot he was knuckle-lifting. It's gotta suck. Hurry, Billy! Oh, damn. It doesn't stay out long, though. Oh, A-Train's gonna die, isn't he?
You're the leak?
Did he just talk?
Deep, just FYI.
I always hated you.
Always fucking hated your ass.
He can fly. I didn't realize that. That's a f***ing Gatling gun. That's crazy. Ew, but yes! Screw those gills! That's right. He beat his ass. He's been owed that since season 1. Good job. Okay. Well, I guess you're not going back to the tower, bruh.
He's right fucking there. Let's do him.
You know how, Butcher? Because I don't. But Noir sure as hell's gonna know how to fucking kill us. Come the fuck on.
Alexa, play Dave Matthews Chill Mix.
Alexa, please fucking don't. Suit yourself.
Wait. Your chip. Don't forget to cut it out.
Faster than you ever run. I don't know where you can possibly go and hide, but faster than you've ever run. I feel like he's gonna die, regardless.
You gonna help us stop an assassination, a violent insurrection, or you have to have a wank?
I feel like the wanking is not such a horrible option at this point.
My one prayer every night has been to be with you and Janine again. To be a family.
You'll be on the run forever.
Can't.
You should know he's never been the kind of guy that just walks away.
I gotta go, babe.
Marvin, wait.
What is your problem now? What is your problem? Need some milk?
A-Train. How could he do this to me?
I'm so sorry.
Why do you care? You hate A-Train.
Smartest person in the world. And you didn't know A-Train was the leak?
Missed that.
I knew.
And you let us kill Webweaver for nothing.
Oh, shit. You killed Webweaver?
Hmm.
Did you think he was the leak?
You dummies!
The information I wanted Butcher and his team to know, he was the perfect disinformation delivery system.
Exactly.
Until now.
Get the fuck out of here. You're done. Go back to your little litter box in Detroit and die alone.
Okay. At least you get to live.
You promised me you would listen to me.
You're lucky I'm not sending you home in a bucket.
It's true.
Good luck without me.
She's not wrong. You're not smart enough.
Just get out.
Take your milk titties and get out!
Oh, just get the fuck out.
These are going so well for you.
Hey, so we've had a day. Wait, what's the rush?
Homelander, he fired me.
Wait, but you can't leave. I love you.
She's, of course she's doing both of them. Of course she is. So cute that you thought you were special.
Jericho! No.
Damn.
Okay.
Cut her leg off. Cut her leg off. She's the one Soup you can do that to. Oh, a saw? You don't have anything electric?
I'm sorry.
Oh, so this is love. Do 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 do. Aww. Faster, Reggie! Wait, we have to see if it starts growing back.
Is it strong enough?
To kill Homelander, no. But to kill Newman, at least, c'est possible.
We've been on this for weeks. And all
I mean, this is not... Well, it is an exact science, but it's not something you can do quickly.
Reggie, that virus, it ain't gonna cook itself, brother. All right, let's go. Chop, chop, motherfuckers.
MM's in it. Head's in the game. Can't blame Samir, though, truthfully. He doesn't trust these guys, and he knows that that virus is going to be used for his baby mama, so he did what he had to do.
Do me a favor, just suck it up and do it, all right? For me. Terrific. Love you, great, bye.
I mean, you know he's an ass, right? But I guess you just need to figure this stuff out. I can't blame him, though. He is his only parent. Oh, they took A-Train's puppet out. That makes sense. Please go away.
Song isn't cool. Honestly, none of this is cool. Go to fucking commercial. No, don't go to commercial.
Oh, laser your face off. Tell him, Ryan. Tell him. Yeah, get off set quickly. Come on, Ryan. Make me proud. Make me proud.
I've been thinking about my mom a lot lately. S'mores with Reese's. Terms of endearment.
Yeah, a mom. Something you can't relate to, eh, homie?
And Billy. She wouldn't love this. My mom always told me to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why.
I quit.
I'm sorry.
So proud of him.
It's why I got faith in the kid.
That's right.
You little fucking beauty.
Yes, he's a beautiful boy.
Wanker.
Oh, that got to me. I don't know why you... Well, I was about to say why you're drinking when you're sick, but... I guess you got much to live for. Is that thing moving? No, okay.
We'll take it step by step. One.
But that's her OG
That's
costume,
right.
though, not the one that they gave her at Vought, so... The cut to sleeping is hilarious. So funny. It's not Annie! Oh my god, it's not Annie! It's not Annie! I forgot the shapeshifter touched her! When? When? How? And how do they know the passcode to the safe? That was seamless. Not strong enough. Okay, but all right, no, I'm trying to figure out who, I mean, Sage is smart enough to think of something like this, but this doesn't seem to be part of the overall plan, right? Homelander does not think that they're enough of a problem to go this deep. Why would someone infiltrate and get Annie's laptop? We all know Star-Spangled Idiot doesn't know enough Mr. Milk Duds. She definitely doesn't have enough wherewithal for that. Is this still part of Sage's plan? Because I said from the get-go, I felt like there was something else that Sage wanted. That there was more to her working with Homelander than just the ability to run this life simulation. I gotta think it was Sage. Only Sage would be smart enough to tell this person to go, because I know that Sage set them up. Like, she knew that, like I said, A-Train was the leak. She knew Billy's people would go after the person she was giving the files to. It's gotta be part of Sage's plan. But what is Sage's plan? Oh my gosh, now I don't know. I don't know, because yeah, like I said, Homelander's not smart enough for this. We all know that. He's not a planner. He's not a thinker like that. How interesting. All right, guys. Well, that was an interesting episode. Far less disturbing. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, we did have a few gross moments, but nowhere near what we had to go through last time. So I appreciate that. What do we highlight here? Welcome back, Frenchie. Glad he's back. I said a couple episodes ago that I thought maybe something was going on with the actor, and maybe there was. Maybe the actor had to step away for a couple of episodes there's so many reasons. But anyways, I'm just glad he's back. I was scared maybe he'd be gone for the rest of the season, but he's back to help out with this virus. And we see that him and Kumiko obviously had a little bit of tension since he refused to see her, but that absolutely made sense. And anyways, I'm glad that they got a chance to actually talk, because that was something they kind of needed to do before Frenchie turned himself in. But I understand why Frenchie didn't feel like he could open up to her. I mean, we all know that his dysfunction runs deep and it's long and it's wide and there's so many layers to it. But more than that, he knew that Kimiko was going through her own stuff and she was being very elusive and closed off about her stuff. So they really were just, both suffering but refusing to kind of see each other in that moment. So anyways, I'm glad that they did manage to have that very needed conversation. And now we know why Kumiko chose to stop speaking and now how it's become a psychological block for her. The fact that she had to do a very horrific thing at a very young age under the guise of not making a sound. I can see how that's made a permanent fixture in her mind. And I think I've said this since last season, that I genuinely think that in Kumiko's mind, she's scared that when she starts to speak, it's going to be a scream and it's going to last for hours. Like, you know what I mean? There's just so much. And it's that silence is kind of like her personal way of kind of keeping the floodgates from opening around all that trauma that she hasn't yet dealt with. But anyway, she's going to have to do it eventually. Hopefully she will do it eventually. But I have a feeling with this show, if they do have Kumiko ever speak, it'll probably be like in the very last season, like the last episode, she'll finally say like 2 words or something. But that's fine, because part of Kumiko's whole persona is the fact that she doesn't use words. But anyways, hearing that story and her basically saying to Frenchie, like, I am aware of doing things that you're absolutely horrified over, right? I'm aware of being responsible for doing things, making choices that are terrible and that you have to live with. And you could have told me about it and I would have been able to relate to you actually quite literally and not just sympathetically. But anyway, I'm glad they had that convo because, as I said, I really like their connection. I always have. So at least hopefully now Frenchie will feel the need to talk to her or be able to talk to her to some degree and stay off the drugs, because we definitely need him sober if he's going to be working with these chemicals going forward. But that was kind of cute. But then we see that, yes, they did work with Samir. And I kind of like how they showed that, like, Samir is like, I can't do anything. This lab is so, so busted. I can't do anything. And I love how Frenchie was like, bro, like, you were in the biggest, shiniest labs that Vought had to offer with millions of dollars at your disposal. You still couldn't do anything. I have literally done the most cobbled together Inspector Gadget level stuff, and I still managed to get shit done. So it has nothing to do with the facilities. It has to do with how much do you really want this to work? Right. And as he said, necessity is the mother of invention. So I really like that. It's kind of a good lesson for all of us, right? A lot of people think you need to have all these advantages and setups in order to be successful in life. And that's just not true. You can experience quite a bit of success if you are just determined to be successful, like, end of. So anyway, so they did manage to replicate the virus. Again, they decided they weren't going to go to the level of course, getting super Homelander level, because they know that that's just not safe. But we see that Samir made a break for it by using the 1 dose he had to keep Kimiko busy so he could escape. And that only made sense. Like, I don't blame him because, he asked Frenchie directly. He's like, this vaccine, or sorry, this virus we're making, it's not going to be used on Vicky, right? And Frenchie just changed the subject, right? So, like I said, Samir's not dumb. He knows that these people have been coming after Vicky. He loves Vicky. He's not going to do anything directly to hurt her if he can help it, and I don't blame him. Also, of course, by extension, that could be his daughter too. So it all makes sense. I don't blame Samir at all for what he did. Truthfully, even though I love Kumiko, I can't blame him for doing what he had to do. I think he might have been a little less apt to be that desperate if Billy hadn't cut his leg off, because that was not necessary. Billy did not need to do that. He could have, maybe if you broke a finger. You know what I mean? Like, he's an office guy. Like, you didn't have to do much to keep this guy scared. You know, you didn't have to do that. But anyway, so thankfully, I mean, the fact that he stabbed Dit and Kumiko's leg was a blessing, because if he'd done anything closer to her body, her chest or her head, it would have been a wrap. But thankfully, because it's Kumiko, they were able to amputate the leg, and, you know, they knew it would grow back. So anyhow, they do have what's left of it in her leg, and now Frenchie's going to have to reverse engineer that and get what he can to make a dose to, well, right now they're still trying to take out Vicky, but as I said, I'm praying that they realize Vicky really is not the enemy here, that the real person they need to worry about is Homelander. You know, even if this virus can't take him out, I just still feel like it would do significant damage. And that's like enough, honestly. That would put the fear of God into Homelander alone. But anyway, so that's kind of the whole virus storyline there. And I kind of like how at the end, MM kind of just locked in, because that was kind of his storyline this episode. We see that he's getting his family out of the US because he's like, look, I don't know how things are going to go, but things are going to get crazy. And if you have the option of not being here, I need you to take our daughter and get out. And understandably, his wife, ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever she is to him now, she was like, come with us, right? She's like, you have these panic attacks, like this is becoming a lot. Let's just go together and be a family. And he was very much considering it, and understandably so. Like, MM's had to sacrifice time with his family repeatedly for his legit work with the CIA and now all this stuff with the soups. But we see that A-Train came in, and A-Train was like, are you really going to walk away when we're like in the 11th hour of the fight? And I love that conversation between A-Train and MM, because as I said in the episode, I think it's been a long time since A-Train's had a chance to have a real conversation with a real person, right? I think his brother was that sounding board for him for a long time, but obviously we know things between him and his brother are strained now, and they may not fix it anytime soon. So I think he's really missed having those grounded conversations with somebody who shares a lot in common with him culturally, and even background wise, etc. And yeah, I really liked it. Like, even the way A-Train teared up when he talked about how that boy looked at him like he was really a hero, like, because that's really, like, there was no fanfare. It wasn't some manufactured bot thing. It was real admiration for the fact that he was doing something good. And he's like, that felt better than anything I've ever done. Like, that's what I want to be. Like, that's the kind of hero I always wanted to be. And I feel like that's so important, because it touches on how, you know, we love to watch this show, and like, it's so easy to judge A-Train, like, especially from season 1, to judge and feel a certain way about A-Train, to judge and feel a certain way about the Deep, to judge and feel a certain way about Noir, about Maeve, all of them, even Homelander. But one thing this show has been so good with is that none of these characters are linear. None of them are unilateral. None of them are all good, all bad. I mean, I think probably the most, I guess you could say, one-dimensional, and I say that lightly, character as far as being good would probably be Huey, but even then, he's not perfect either, right? But coming back, we can sit there and judge these guys for all these terrible things that they've done, which have been choices. But when you go back and realize, like, what Ashley said to A-Train when he tried to give her the option to run away with him, before that, sorry, when he was talking about the leak and she was drunk and she's like, this place, it's so easy. This place turns you into a monster. It's so easy for this place to turn you into a monster, right? And that is the reality of all these people, right? Like, all these kids, when you just peel away kind of the stuff we've seen, the worst of the worst that we've seen them do since season 1, the realities of almost all of these soups, at least the ones that are adults now, is that their parents gave them a drug that they had no choice in. Their parents did it because they thought there was some financial incentive or some gain to be had by doing it. These kids grew up with this idea that Vought had sold to them, that being a hero is going to be like this thing that, you know, we know what comic books and all these fairy tales show us, right? Heroes are supposed to be paragons of virtue and just these symbols of the good things in this world. And you know what I mean? Like, we know what these things inspire. And so all these kids with certain powers anyways were raised with this idea that if they ever got to be at a superhero level, that it would mean they'd be good people doing good things. And instead they get into the machine and they realize that there's all these lies, all this fakery, all this facade, and what's more, just the disgusting corruption that bubbles from underneath. And Vought has always been so good at just sliding these people into it, these poor soups into it, into these very morally ambiguous situations, and then pushing them. And then the ones you know, don't have, unfortunately, enough resolve, teetering them into that place of moral decay that they feel like they can't come back from it, and they just kind of free fall into it. And by then, that's when Vought really has them, and they feel like they have no choice but to just continue with the corruption, right? Like, it really is, Vought is the real enemy here, the real true monster, the most devious, insidious of all the evil that's here is Vought. Like, Homelander is a problem, but honestly, Billy and all them, what they really need to be looking at are the Edgars. They need to be looking at the people who are in the belly of this machine. Vought is the true evil here. These soups, yes, a lot of them do need to be taken care of, but the real issue, the core of the rot is Vought. And, you know, it's just seeing how so many of them have fallen into this world. And as I said, just discovered too late that it's not what they thought it was, and just gone so far into the places they didn't want to go. It is sad. And like, A-Train was one of those people. And it sucks. Like, again, he made a lot of decisions. I'm not absolving what he did in season 1. I'm not absolving the stuff he's done in other seasons where they've been selfish and terrible. But when you peel back the reasons behind why he did it, it is something where you're like, damn, that actually really sucks. And he didn't want it to be this way. It's not like he set out to be this way, but that's how it ended up. And that's how he coped with it, just like Homelander, just like the rest of them. So anyway, just really coming back to that conversation with MM and A-Train, that's why it kind of touched me when A-Train got teared up, you know, because for the first time, what he imagined most likely as a kid actually felt right as an adult after all the nonsense he's been through. So of course he knows he can't necessarily fix all the things that he's done, but at least he wants to atone, and that makes him, that's what a true redemption arc is about. That's what makes a character likable again if they've gone down the path of evil or done the dark things, right? So again, it scares me though, because that tells me he's probably going to die, which saddens me. But at least thus far he's disappeared, and I really don't think that at this point in time Homelander's going to go after him just yet. Like, it's not a priority for him. I mean, if he ever sees him, he will kill him. But interesting though, I want to come back for real quick to talk about the fact that Homelander was genuinely hurt, right? Because Homelander is such an interesting character, because honestly, he's so spiteful and hateful in so many ways, but it's like he genuinely feels like these people care about him, right? Because you saw how upset he was when he found out Noir knew that, what's his name? Soldier Boy was his dad. Like, he genuinely cried over it. And now we saw that he was genuinely hurt that A-Train betrayed him. Like, it's interesting. He's a weird one, because I don't think he likes A-Train. I really don't. So I'm like, this is so weird. He's such an interesting character. But anyway, so that whole thing happened, and basically the point of that conversation that I thought was also poignant is when A-Train says to Homelander, or sorry, to MM that, you know, yeah, you can run away to Belize for now, but he's like, do you really think that if Homelander's plan comes to fruition here, it's going to stop here? That's not going to one day trickle over to Belize and every other country on the planet? Like, you need to realize that if we don't take a stand now and try to fight it now, it will become a global issue. And again, the parallels to, you know, the real world that, you know, yes, people might think, oh, this is just one country, but, you know, the US is considered a superpower. It's got a lot of influence on a lot of other countries. And if the world is watching and they see that America lets this happen with Homelander, a lot of other countries might start thinking that they can follow suit, or worse, if they start to try to do or say anything that's in opposition in Homelander's mind or any of these other soups. We all know, like I said, Homelander borders mean nothing to him. He could fly over there and take out an entire country's leadership and military in a matter of seconds and go home, right? So it won't end. Right? It won't end if you don't stop it here. So I like that he said that, and it's a very poignant thing for people to understand around why it's important to do what you can to protect what you care about, right? Running away is not the solution, because the issue doesn't go away just because you're not there. So anyway, great conversation there. And we see that eventually it did work, because at the end, as we saw, MM had to make his decision. He chose to stick around, and he's now locked in to help out in every way that he can to support Butcher, because even though Butcher is the best person to lead, we know that with his mental and physical health right now, he definitely needs MM support. Going on to Sage, not a lot of her this episode, but yeah, unfortunately, she's been demoted, and she figured out pretty quickly that, of course, because of, you know, Firecracker's revenge, you know, she does not like when girls smarter than her get a one-up on her. So she's taken a lot of this vitriol she's had her whole life of feeling second place out on Sage. Although in fairness, Sage was maybe, as I said in the last episode, a little too antagonistic of her. But anyways, I mean, whatever. Firecracker's racist anyway, so she was gonna take a, she was gonna take a swing at Sage regardless. But anyway, we see that Sage realizes that she's lost her grip on Homelander and that she's losing respect. And I don't know if she figured out that, the relationship with Firecracker and him had changed because of the breastfeeding. But either way, she was trying her best to remind Homelander there's a reason that she's there. But Homelander, sad reality is that Homelander will always be a slave to his ego. And Sage knew this. She said this back before she even took the job that Homelander offered, that, your ego is a problem. And I feel like you're going to stop listening to me because of it. And he swore he wouldn't. But honestly, this is why I said, I feel like Sage always had a contingency plan. And I'm hoping that's the case. And whatever happened at the end might be part of it. But anyway, so we see that at first he dismisses her about that. And then, of course, when she tries to explain the fact that she knew who the leak was and everything, of course, again, and this is so funny, right? Because Firecracker, you can see, is now realizing she's in over her head, right? She thought whipping out her little milk jugs a couple of times would be enough to keep Homelander under control. But she's not realized, like I said last episode, that Homelander does not listen to anyone. Not really. Right? Even the people he's claimed to have that connection with, if he feels like he no longer is a use for you, or he's just having a tantrum, he'll laser your face off, right? He's very temperamental. So anyway, after seeing what happened to, what's his name? The web guy, that's when you see start to hit Firecracker that she's dealing with a complete maniac, right? I don't think she understood just how crazy Homelander is. But anyway, so after all that happened, and then of course Homelander hears, like she said, because Sage is like, you said you would listen to me. And I'm telling you, there's a plan here. I don't tell you everything because you don't need to know everything, right? First of all, because you've got other things to do. And second of all, with the part she would never tell him out loud, is that you're not smart enough. You can't handle it. You literally are not capable of handling all the details of this plan that I have going on. And also, she knows how temperamental he is. If she had told him that A-Train was the leak, he would have killed A-Train. He would not have let what needed to happen. He's not a patient man. So anyway, so when he heard that, of course, he understood that Sage was right, and he didn't want to admit that because he's a proud loser. And so instead, he just said, you know what, get out, right? That was his way of being like, I know you're right, but I'm proud, so get out. And also because I don't think he really wants to kill her. I do think at some point, depending on we only have, I think, 1 or 2 episodes left this season, so I don't think we're going to get much more here, but I could see Homelander thinking that he would go back to her at some point because he definitely needs her for the political stuff and everything else. He knows he cannot handle the mental and cognitive load that's required of these next phases of the plan without someone like Sage or Victoria on his side. So anyway, yeah, Sage is now out of the picture for now. But as I said, I still think she's very much pulling strings in the background. But the difference is now she's not going to have the protection of the 7 behind her. So we'll have to see what happens from that point. I'm wondering if she might join in with Billy's crew for a while if it works to her advantage. We'll have to see. Going on to Billy. Billy having a very interesting episode. We see that Kessler, aka the virus in his head, is still talking to him, but Billy's ignoring him. Thank God. He told the team about what he's been up to, about Samir, which was good. But obviously we see that virus in his head, that devil on his shoulder doesn't like it. He still wants Billy to kind of just go rogue and do all the naughty things he's ever wanted to do. And Billy's ignoring him, even though he's been quite persistent. And we see that I think the part of the episode that really got me actually is that we see that Ryan throughout the episode, he's supposed to be doing this stupid, Christmas telethon thing or whatever. And Ryan knows intrinsically that everything in this song, everything that's being touted is wrong. He's not an idiot. He's a very smart boy. And thank God his mom works so hard every second of that boy's life trying to instill good and morals in him. And anyway, we see that he tries, because remember, just a couple episodes ago, Homelander told Ryan that he had autonomy and that he could do what he wanted to do. And yet he's going to the directors and saying, hey, I'm not okay with this. Can we tweak it? And they're like, yeah, no, your dad said this is the way it's supposed to go, so go with it. So Ryan's realizing already, okay, so a couple days ago, or not that long ago, you told me we were on the same page and now we're not. So he's starting to slowly but surely figure out that he cannot trust Homelander. And I know sometimes as viewers, it's frustrating to see that he's still kind of getting disappointed by these things, but it's very realistic because, as I've said, this is his last living parent and he wants to have this relationship with his dad, and it makes sense that he would. And again, there are moments when Homelander can be not awful, but yeah, as a kid, when you have a parent that is not, when you have a parent that's just not it, you have to kind of learn and go through that for yourself, right? You can have another parent tell you, hey, that parent is not good. There's a reason why I don't want you around that parent. But as a child, like that's still 50% of your DNA. It's natural to want to connect with them and maybe see if maybe it's just, that's the way this parent feels, but maybe it's just because they don't know them like I do, or you know what I mean? So I get it that Ryan wants to discover this, but he is learning. And the best part is that the fact that he is going through this is that once Ryan really comes to his conclusion about his dad, that'll be it. Like there'll be no more, there'll be no need for Billy or anyone else to ever have to talk to him about it. He will know. Right? Like when Ryan's ready to shut the door on Homelander, it'll be done, right? There'll be nothing even Homelander will be able to do or say to change Ryan's mind, right? And thank God Ryan is actually stronger than his dad, so he won't be able to do anything about it, which he doesn't know that yet. But anyway. So anyways, seeing that, and then we see that finally in that broadcast at the end that Ryan's trying to sit and take it, but he's like between that and hearing his dad be disappointing over the phone again, Ryan just says, you know what? I love that he stops the telecast, or stops the broadcast, and then when Ashley tries to cut it, he's like, "Don't you dare! I have something to say." And he speaks up for himself. He does the right thing, something Homelander has never been able to do. And it's so interesting because you see Homelander watching, and yes, he's annoyed, but I also think in that moment he's feeling a bit of envy because the one thing Homelander's always wanted to do is stand up to Vought, truly stand up to these puppeteers and do what he wanted to do and say what he wanted to say. And he thinks he's doing it now, but he's not. What he's doing right now is just the equivalent of a temper tantrum. There's nothing behind it. There's no deep-seated core beliefs behind why he's doing what he's doing. He's just doing what he can for attention. He's doing what he can to basically assert some level of control over his life, but for all the wrong reasons. Where here's Ryan, this young man who's standing on principle and saying, I am doing this because my mom was an amazing woman and I loved her and she loved me and she taught me these things and these things mean something to me and these are the things she loved and I care about those things because she loved them. And that's why I'm not doing this. Like I have reasons, I have morals, I have a compass, I have a reason for what I'm doing. And so him just being that brave and talking about that, and I mean, good on Billy, by the way, sending that photo, because like I said, I don't think Ryan actually has any pictures of his mom, sadly enough. But just all of that, like seeing Billy tear up really got to me, because you know that's a hard heart, right? Billy's got a lot of bruising and a lot of walls around that heart. But the fact that Ryan did that and got to him, it was like, it's getting to me right now. It's a beautiful moment. So, and I love that, like Billy said, this is the reason why I can't give up on Ryan, because Becca's in there. Becca is in there. And that's what I love. Like Becca was the best part of him. Love that moment. And like I said, I think that Homelander was shook that his son at such a young age has more fortitude, backbone, and sense of who he is than he's ever had and probably ever will, right? Like if Homelander wasn't such a narcissist, he'd realize there's so much he could learn from his son. But anyway, so love that for Ryan. Love that for Butcher. And we see that when he finally is kind of told the devil on his shoulder, you know what, I'm actually done. We see, unfortunately, he passes out. So yeah, I mean, we know he's been getting sicker and sicker, so we'll have to see what happens there. But speaking of kind of telling Kessler to get lost, we see that when there's the attack in the Flatiron, when the Deep shows up with Noir, that Billy actually tries to get whatever happened with Ezekiel to happen again. Like he thought maybe I can turn it on if I ask for it. And Annie heard him, but of course it didn't happen. And then we see that later on Kessler says it's because it's a two-way street thing. But I don't know. It's interesting. I'm really interested to see what this thing is about. Because like I said, I do think Billy's getting sicker, but I just don't think it's dying sicker. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he's evolving. I don't know. We'll have to see still. But anyhow. So yeah, that was really cute with that whole stuff with Billy. The Deep, not much to talk about there. Like just evolving, just continuing to devolve. I don't know. I don't know. There's not much to say there. As I said, although the funniest part there was with him. Him and Noir figuring out that they were both being with Sage. That Sage was, although Sage wasn't lobotomizing herself. Oh man, oh Deep, you suck. Anyway, so yeah, I think that was pretty much the episode, right? Yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, Huey going to talk to Victoria. I don't think that was for nothing. I think that was definitely, gonna come back to some point. I know that Victoria does not want this to happen. She absolutely is aghast with what's going down, but her hands are tied at the moment because she wants to protect her daughter. But I do think she's gonna potentially try something maybe at the last minute. Her powers are just so great that I just feel like there's more she could be doing, but I know she's got to be careful because she is still hiding the fact that she's a soup. Is that pretty much it? I think that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, except for that end part with the shapeshifter. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about. Like I said at the beginning of this review, I gotta think it's still part of a plan that's going on with Sage, but yeah, poor Huey. And why would she have sex with him? Is it just because she needed Huey knocked out? But I feel like she could have done a lot of other things or just waited till he went to sleep. But sleeping with him just seemed like a very weird and very personal thing to do. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. So anyway, we know now that she's got Firecracker locked down for now, and that she's going to continue to impersonate Annie, I guess, as long as she needs to. So I am very interested to find out what she's about, or I'm assuming it's a she. Yeah, I don't even know, but we'll have to find out what that person is about, what they are about, and I'm interested to know what it is, because like I said, I'm not sure how this whole thing fits into the grand scheme of everything, because unless the laptop does have the bugged files. That's true. So maybe, yeah, the laptop has the bugged files with all the, I think it's got Victoria's files on there as well as it's all Victoria's evidence, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, there's something going on there. I am interested to find out, and like I said, who's pulling those strings, because we all know, like I said, Homelander is not smart enough for that, neither is Firecracker. So whew, so much going on, guys, but like I said, kind of a cool episode. Good, much calmer, which I think we needed, and I enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please show some love, and I will see you in the next one.